Now, so the question that I then get asked is, okay, what is the relevance of this? These are interesting concepts. So what's the relevance to what systems and programs and people are doing when young people are going through this transition? So I did another experiment here. I asked the staff of New Transitions, and I asked them, tell me, what do young people say when they first come in, when they first arrive in this program? And this is what they wrote down. They said, the young people say, oh, this is great. I can't wait to get started. Just tell me what to do. I'll do anything, right? Now, where would you say they are in the transition process?
Fantasy.
Yeah.
That's all fantasy.
Because they're thinking, oh, this is going to be great. Da, da, da.
Assumptions.
Right, basically.
They've made this own little world where it's just going to be perfect.
Yeah, they have this whole picture of this, what it's going to be. And
now, have you ever had that experience with like you going to a new place or a new relationship or something? This is all going to be perfect.
Yeah.
What Bridges says is that's before the transition has started.
Yeah.
He says it's fantasy or denial, and that we're often in that place with regard to a change, which is what makes the endings so painful. Listen to this. What they tell. I miss my friends. Everything's so far away. This isn't the program I signed up for. This is ridiculous. I don't know how many friends are. Nobody here cares about me now. Right. No, that's so. Where are we then?
That's the ending. Yeah.
And he says those are the feelings we're going to have. Now, then a little bit later on, the anger isn't as high, but then they start hearing, I just feel lost. I'm not sure what to do with my life. Like, I just feel totally disconnected. This doesn't make any sense to me. This program seems like it's just the same as every other one I've been in. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So where are we then?
Neutral.
Yeah. Neutral. That's what the neutral zone feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, then a little bit later, now here's the thing that I report. Some kids don't make it through the endings or the neutral zone, and they're the ones who leave. The emotional reaction of the endings and the familiarity is so great.
They don't even waste time.
Yeah, they got to get out.
I've talked to one of the people in the program saying that she basically went right from the ending to the new beginning. She had no neutral zone. She actually, at her ending, she knew exactly where to go. I guess she was already prepared, but I guess you don't have to follow those exactly. Or maybe her neutral was just so quick.
Mm-hmm.
She's just still in the neutral. She's just going back and forth for the neutral and the new beginning.
See, it's never it's like a script. And there are going to be times when if something clicks with the program or a place or a relationship, sometimes we don't spend all that much time dwelling on the endings in the neutral zone, right? Sometimes it's going to come back and bite her later. Right? Because it's not automatic. But yeah, sometimes you move through a lot quicker, and sometimes you get bogged down. If you get bogged down in the endings or the neutral zone, that's when people drop out, decide I can't deal with this, or they're, like you were saying earlier, they got to pick up and move.
Mm-hmm. And you could tell she still wasn't completely past the neutral zone because she was emotional while talking about it.
Oh. Now see, that's a very good clue, is when we are describing what's happening to us, and we get an emotional response,
you're not completely done.
You know you're in the transition still. Mm-hmm. And so then, now the new beginning, this is what young people say, let me show them how to do that. So I know how to do that. I think we should do this. I think we should get together. I think we should have a new part of the program. Now I understand. Like that's what starts coming out at the new beginning. But now Bridges also says, like you were saying, how do we know we're through the transition, right? And he says when we can look back on it and say something like, do you remember back when I first came in here and I was so lonely and I didn't know anybody? Yeah, I'm just amazed.
Right, you can laugh about it. Basically.
Yeah, when you can look back on it and laugh about it, he says, that's when your transition is completed. So. Let's think about this now. Young person comes into a program. At first, this is great, I'm so grateful. And then they start coming out with, this is ridiculous, nobody cares about me around here. Now, what do you think that effect is on the adults who are running the program? Or maybe on the other young people who've been through the transition, they're now at the new beginning, and they're comfortable in the program. How does that young person's negative reaction affect, how do they experience that? See, that's a change for the young people in the program, and it's a change for the adults. First, the young person was just cheerful and happy.
Right.
Now they're surly and angry. That's a change for the adults. Now, how are the adults going to react to that change?
Well, if they don't know this, then they'll just go right at them. Either that or just shut them down completely.
Now, have you seen this happen with adults that you've dealt with where at first they were like all open and then maybe you did that overreaction thing in response to your endings? What happens oftentimes with the adults in that situation?
They don't listen. They just
Judge.
you and or just shut you down. Don't be there to hear it.
Yeah.
Now, how willing are they, once they've got you locked into the bad boy, bad girl box, how willing are they to make the change of seeing you?
Not willing. No one wants to be, like, I guess, wrong in a judgment. If after you know a person's a certain way, it takes a lot to see them in any other kind of way, just because it's what you're used to knowing. And judgment is strong, like, especially if you're a strong-minded person. Seeing that somebody does this all the time and now they're doing this, whether it be good, it's a change, but they're not confident in your change until a long time.
Now, see, here's Bridges' explanation. He says that one of the reasons we find it hard to change an attitude, a behavior, a relationship, something we need to change, it's not the change we're afraid of, it's the transition. Because we're going to have to go through that ending, that neutral zone, to get to the new beginning. It's emotionally costly and painful. So here you've got the adult working with you who's seen you pop off, and you're trying to change, and you're inviting them to change who they see when they see you, to see the potential. Well, they've got to experience an ending because they've got to admit to themselves that I judged him. And so they've got to endure the self-doubt, self-recrimination, and the neutral zone of, well, who is this really? And live with that anxiety for the creativeness and growth to occur of them to see you as a new person. So what happens? Fearing that transition, I think that oftentimes young people find it difficult to try that new job, to try that new school, to try that new relationship. And the adults around them find it difficult to see them in a new light. And it's the fear of transition, according to Bridges, that actually holds us back from making the change.